and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders, reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.
Hello and welcome to Say It to Mercy TV. Today's edition, we get with we in the studio James Momodu Dao Samba, and we get Hassan Dambo at the house. This is going to be an exciting program. Tell your friends, families, relatives, everywhere in the world. In fact, I think this program should be done in English because we need to let the world know exactly some of the great things that are happening in Sierra Leone. And as a result, let's migrate from Creole and do it in English. And if you want to switch, but in between, let people in English-speaking nations, let it be international, that people know that there is something great happening here in Sierra Leone. Yes, you heard me right, Sierra Leone, West Africa. James, you are a young man. You have done something. You have done something that nobody has done in Sierra Leone. And your innovation is up to
Mercy TV, broadcasting live from our studios in Freetown. Our broadcast stretches across the Mano River Union and surrounding areas with unique quality and uplifting programs of hope, faith and love. Our strong emphasis are on home content, educational and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders, reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.
So where did this problem? Why is this coming? Really?
Yeah. But I don't use this one and see. Water?
That's very strange because me and Anissa, we are no problem. So they need to check the connection and there.
I don't put out.
1, 2. One, two.
What kind of nonsense will I depend now? when una know say program they can be, come in and do all the checks. Don't wait until when I don't come for do the program, then una begin the blunder, they move around, they check, waiting una for don't check before.
Mercy TV, broadcasting live from our studios in Freetown. Our broadcast stretches across the Mano River Union and surrounding areas with unique quality and uplifting programs of hope, faith and love. Our strong emphasis are on home content, educational and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.
Welcome back. Apologies for the technical break. This program, we will do it in Jesus' name. I have in the studio James Samba and also Hassan Bayo. Dambo. Hassan Dambo. And we're going to be talking to these two young men. Actually, to be honest, Hassan is the one that made it possible for us to reach out to James Samba. And it's important for us to hear first from Hassan. And then it's an exciting program. Call your neighbors, call your friends, let them tune in. Something great is happening in Sierra Leone. And most importantly, young innovators. Young innovators. To you, Hassan, tell us about your friend.
Hello viewers, hello everybody, welcome to Mercy TV. We everybody is somebody. To talk about James, James is a cool person I've known since from Kaiser King College and all the way from Bo. He's a very cool person that always try to know something, finding out about something. And today I'm seeing him as an innovator. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because today everywhere they're talking about James. So as a presenter at Mercy TV, I thought it fit that James should be here. And because as Mercy TV, our aim is to promote and help each and every one to showcase what you have, despite you being anybody. Because in Mercy TV, everybody is somebody.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you told me about your friend and you showed me some clips, some of the innovative strides he has made. Now we have James in the studio. I actually did not know that you guys went to CKC. I would have asked you to sit on the floor before we started the program as your cutter. But nonetheless, we're here. That's just boys' game. That's what we do when we're in school, boarding school, and all of these things. You play these boys' games. Don't take it personal. James, welcome to Mercy TV.
Yeah, thank you very much, and greetings to everyone watching this.
How did it all start with you, James?
Well, all of it started while I was growing up as a kid, being so much curious and again trying to find out how things were actually made.
Where did you grow up, by the way?
I grew up in Pujon, and of course I was always obsessed by finding out what was inside of technological devices that were at my disposal. You know, I started trying to find out what is inside my grandma's radio, you know, that was making it to produce sound, and also imagining how a sound could be transmitted from a radio station, and we could be able to tune in our radio and catch up what the person is saying from afar. So I started with that curiosity, tried always to open my grandma's radio when she's out, which of course was something she never did liked. But of course I would always sneak into her rooms, take her radio, try to know what was inside, and later I began making radios, scrap radios that are already being spoiled. And I also began trying to experiment how to make my own speaker, the speaker that was sounding in my grandma's radio. How could I replicate this? How could I build my own version of this particular type?
Do we have that speaker in the studio today?
It is not present in the studio. It was done when I was small, by then while growing up around 8 years old. But I do have some photos and videos of it again. And that particular speaker led me into thinking how I could be able to make the radio station that we were tuning into and listening to from afar.
Okay.
You know, so from the curiosity and also the
So
obsession.
this is the speaker you're talking about.
This is the radio station I developed
Okay.
after building the speaker. So I began thinking how I could be able to make my own radio station. And what you are seeing on the screen now is the radio station that I did when I was at the age of 14.
Okay.
With the same curiosity.
What was the circumference of your reach?
Well, the entire reach of the radio transmitter was around the Pujan Township, about 7 kilometers, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was only from something I built from a radio using a 3-volt battery pack. Could you imagine, like a very small battery powered system, you know, transmitting to that kind of level. And I actually used that as an opportunity to help also bring some of my friends in who were also thinking of becoming radio presenters or TV presenters. So they came into my own little radio station, you know, try to show their own little pre-knowledge skill in presenting, playing music as DJs and all that. And the curiosity did not actually stop there, as when I moved to Christ the King College, living in a boarding home, although I was constrained of the time that I did have to spend all through in the boarding home, and time I do have to spend at home in Pujan only during holidays, you know. But still there, I also began thinking of more things, how to replicate more things, how to build more things that has already been done. And I also try to develop my own street light, a street light that could automatically come on in the night and goes off during the day.
Where
and
did
is
you do
being
that?
recharged. I did that when I was in Christ the King College. Yeah.
So where did you implement the street lights?
Okay, so I did a small scale version of it because of the constraint in getting the right materials, so I decided to just start experimenting it with a small scale. It was done, and later I made a bigger one, which was only a single one that I installed in my street, and it was serving the people. They all liked it, and they all knew of my creativity. They were applying me for that, and I kept on dreaming, thinking of different things, how I could, you know, do more things. Now, not just to look like what has been done, but also build my own version that will solve real life problems, you know. And during the coronavirus pandemic, there was a need for a proper solution, you know, other than the normal hand washing stations that we are out, that we all were using, you know. Let's say station was at a point, but you know, those that we are almost everywhere are those that you do have to open the tap before washing your hands, you know. And seeing the process, I noticed that there could be a means of transmitting this disease through that one. You know, you go, you touch, you open, another person will come touch the same thing and open.
Even if you use a glove, there's still a
there are
tendency.
chances. There are chances of those. So I in my bedroom thought about how to make this automated, how to make it a sensor-based type of system where we no one will have to touch the device. You know, we have thousands of people are also touching while risking their own lives. So of course, I did develop the hand washing station, automated hand washing station. It was sensor-based. Developed everything from scratch here in Sierra Leone, including the sensors by myself. You know, and also self-funded that particular project until it became something that was usable in my community. And it actually solved that particular problem. When you put your hands, no need for you to touch anything. It automatically dispenses the water and the soap, for you to cleanly wash your hands. And also, having been someone that have lived with an uncle with disability, and also having struggles to accessing the public transportations that are available for us in Sierra Leone, because he was using the wheelchair. And the constraint does not only lie to his own aspect. I saw that, the entire space of persons living with disability using the wheelchair do not have access to public transport. The only thing they are resulted to doing is by hanging on bikes, going the direction that they are heading to, which is really risky. After leaving for Christ the King College, my uncle that always relied on me to push him to the school he was teaching in Gobaru, a nearby town to Pujon, was involved in a fatal accident because of that. He was hanging on bikes going to the direction. So I began thinking how to make this present mode of transport that they are using, become something that is electric powered and motorized, for them to be independently moved from where they are to where they want to go. So I also did the remote, not the remote control, but also did the electric wheelchair at that particular stage, for me to help bring a solution to this particular problem that persons living with disability are actually facing. From that prior knowledge on the entire electric space, I also saw a need for it to be implemented in the general transportation space. Seeing the trend of which.
So you're literally telling me that the concept started with your uncle, just as the concept for transmitting started with your grandma, and it developed from that minute stage, and the ambition to now do it on a grand scale started to permeate in you, and then that's propelled you to do the transmission that went all over Pujon district. Your friends came and they started to learn how to do the DJing, the radio reporting, and all of that. So that's amazing. The curiosity, like you put it as a curiosity, it started with just opening something that is not working. You want to see why it's not working, and then you put your creative ideas into trying to make sure that this thing works, and you want to know how you can do your own to function like what you have already seen. How did you get this inspiration?
The general inspiration of doing but those things actually comes from the dying passion in me. It has always been in me since I was small, and technology has been something I've always been fascinated about. I would always want to see how this particular technology that we are using could solve real life problems.
So let's look at the disability side of things before we come to the main topic, because when we come from our break, we're going to talk about what is happening now, with you, and how this whole thing became like a big grand ambition for you. But let's look at the disabled aspect of it. A compassionate heart that you have exhibited. You've seen the suffering of your uncle, and you thought, what, let me make something that will make life easy for him to be able to access mobility without any risk of accident, as he used to take those risks of, holding on to bikes to help him move forward, because it's very daunting to manually propel a wheelchair for a disabled person. I can understand the strains and constraints that they go through, and you decided to come up with a concept that it's motorized, and you did an electric wheelchair for him. That's amazing. So where is your uncle now?
So my uncle is still in Pujan.
Is he still using it?
I've actually just at the verge of completing his own version of,
Okay.
of the electric wheelchair.
Okay.
And that will be something that will also be coming out for production for other people to begin using. And this particular type now has been remodeled from the first prototype I did to be actually be able to act as a main means of transportation for
Oh, have you thought about electric bikes as well?
Yeah, that has been something again I've been thinking about for making bikes electric. Yeah, they'll soon reach to that stage, I believe.
Right, because that's very common in the Western world. Even people are doing it manually, but themselves. It's just when it comes to the tricycles and the what you call keke here. You know, some other countries call it tuk tuk.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that level of proper electric vehicles, that's when it gets a little bit challenging. But tell us about your journey with the transitioning that is taking place right now from electric chair to where you are heading now. Tell us about that, and then we're going to take a short break. We will be showing you some video clips of the development that the young man has made. But let's hear this transition. Tell us about this transition.
Yeah, so immediately after the development of the wheelchair, the electric wheelchair, I saw a need at which this solution could be implemented in another way. You know, I saw that the full dependency on fossil fuel for our general transportation is actually driving us somewhere from which we are having the high cost of fuel products, you know, fluctuating almost every day, which is also in turn affecting the common people paying their transportation from one place to another. You know, and seeing that particular problem, and also the fossil fuel itself is to the environment, you know, by using the fossil fuel, you are polluting the environment, which is both, and it is both harmful for the environment and also for the health of man. You understand? So seeing that as a problem, I saw the need for electric transportation.
Well, hold that thought there, because that's. I just wanted you to move us into that transition, and you explain the background, environmental issues, and health challenges with the CO2 emissions, and the mitigating factors that would lead to health hazards like cancer and all of those things. So, for you, Hassan, how do you feel about the emergence of your friend and how he's progressing with his ideas, with his creativity and all of that? How do you feel about it?
I feel very positive seeing him doing this position, and this is what we call a social intervention, because from what he has just said, because it is a passion from his heart, because this is a solution to problems, and this is what we are calling for. This is what we want for people that have these ideas to come on board to solve social problems surrounding our communities. It is very good. I'm just saying that James has done very well, and he's still doing very well. Just keep it up. Very, very good. And we're encouraging others to continue to do this. It's very good. Keep it up.
And he's from CKC
Yeah,
as
from
well.
CKC as well.
And you are sitting on a platform that is also, you know,
sitting with our quarter.
Yes, yes, yes. I went from CKC, I went to Bow School, and then from there, you know, I went back to the UK. But ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are watching this program, I'm with fascinating young people here that are doing exceptionally very, very good for themselves and for their communities, and by extension for the world. we need someone to help, someone to come on board. And all of these projects that James is talking about requires a lot of funding, a lot of support. And we will be grateful if from this platform someone can come to the aid of this young man to be able to support what he's doing so that this can be replicated not only for the disabled but also for the public transportation to be eased from the struggles of this high cost of fuel. The issue between Russia and Ukraine has really precipitated most of these problems, and the whole world is suffering from it. So at least if we can get young people like this come forward with ideas that can be utilized to save the CO2 emission from being polluting the airways and the green energy, electric vehicles. This is the way of the future. I believe that it's an investment that is worthy of getting involved. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, you will hear about how far he has gone with his electric vehicle. We'll be right back.
Are you growing tired of paying high energy bills month after month? Would you like to find a way to eliminate your monthly energy bills and save millions of leones per year? If so, you have come to the right place. Welcome to Carver Solar System. We are the premier local solar energy company that can completely transform your homes, businesses with top quality solar panels with optimum performance for all homes and businesses. You can contact us on the following number +232 33599 588 or visit our office at Eco Center, Hamilton Peninsula Highway. Let us show you exactly how much money you can save per month by switching to solar energy. We look forward to powering your switch to a reliable and affordable energy solution. At Carver, we make solar energy a better solution for all businesses. Carver is good for your mining business. Carver is good to media houses. Carver is good for hospitals, schools, colleges and universities. With Carver, you are free from power failure. Contact us now and set yourself free from electricity troubles. Remember, Carver is a life-saving tool like no other. In fact, Carver has no match in the solar industry. Get Carver today.
Welcome back. You just seen a clip of the solar-powered vehicle that this young man James have developed, and it is our desire that people will see the reality of this great innovative idea that this young man has come up with. And please, wherever you are, come on board, support this project. Don't let this dream, this vision die. Inject your money into it and let it become fruitful so that the whole of Africa will come here. It's not every time that we have to be going to Asia to buy goods and services, or the Western world to buy goods and services. No, please, let us support our own local contents. this is very important. This is very crucial. We're in very exciting times as we are in challenging times, because now is the time for us to consolidate. Now is the time for us to utilize what we have rather than always reaching out. You know, it doesn't bode well. You have a talent and you don't help to promote that talent. Also calling on the government institutions, people of influence. For example, there is a great minister that we have in our midst in Sierra Leone, Dr. David Moinina Senge. You have made Sierra Leone proud and innovative yourself, and very brilliant young minister that we have. Done great things, revolutionized the educational system in Sierra Leone. We are appealing to you to take a look at what this young man is doing, and please come on board and promote him. You have all what it takes to promote him, to connect to your big friends out in the rich world. They'll be able to promote, to see what is happening. This will be a success story that you as minister has always promoted, even with the Kelvin Doe situation. You were there. You promoted this young man right into the United States, Canada, whatever he's doing now, we don't know, but you have been there, and you are still expected to be there, because we know with you, God will use you to transform the life of this young man and the whole country at large, because that's what you're good at. You're good at promoting, you're good at innovating, you know, with your skills. You know, you have revolutionized education to the point to which people don't have to pay money anymore to get their results. You know, they just use some codes and that's it. The result is right there available for them. So please, Dr. Senge, we are appealing to you. I'm going to be sending this link to you, sir, for you to consider helping this young man to move forward with this innovative technological idea. It's a revolution, and I know you'll be happy, you'll be proud to be part of it, because you are somebody that loves Sierra Leone and that is championing the transformational development of this country. God bless you, sir, and congratulations, by the way, for the award that you just won as Best Minister of the World. What an accolade.
Right,
Best Minister of the world, not even of Sierra Leone, of the world. God bless you. God bless the womb that you came from, in Jesus' name. Coming back to you, James, you know, we trust in God that Dr. Senga will hear and see exactly what is it that God is using you to do, and that, assuming that he gets on board, what are your expectations?
So basically, as it is now, I have already formed a team for which we will be experimenting and producing electric vehicles in Sierra Leone in order to ease on all of these problems that I've highlighted, including it also solving a problem for the persons living with disability by having a space in the vehicles for them. So in moving forward now, we would like to have the main supports that will be needed for us to be able to produce the vehicles, you know, be it financial, and also having the government to stand by in giving us some waivers in letting things that we are doing not be taxed to a particular way of which we will not be able to afford, and we would like them to be on board, to be by our side, for us to be able to produce these vehicles in many for Sierra Leone, because I believe solving a climate problem or something that is causing climate issues in Sierra Leone should actually be something that the government should fully support and help reach to the entire Sierra Leone.
Well, global warming is everybody's responsibility. We all have our own individualistic role to play in trying to minimize global warming by trying to shift into renewable energy and avoid this combustion engines as much as possible. In Africa, we are yet to even try to tackle that aspect of it because there are very little or absolutely no electric vehicles around. If they are around, they should be accounting for less than a 1%, really. But I have hardly seen one yet. No Teslas around, no Toyota Prius around that are very good at electric engineering and the likes. But you have come up with an idea where you use solar panels to power vehicles to be able to mobilize. This is a groundbreaking engineering. We hear about these things on YouTube, in other countries, but to now know that somebody in Sierra Leone is actually mastered this and is doing it, and we can see the practicality, of this vehicle on the streets, moving on our streets in Freetown here. It's amazing to see, So we are appealing again to the general public, to the international viewers, everyone that is viewing, wherever country you're viewing us from, you're watching this program from, please come on board and be a part of what is happening. The number to contact is on the screen. It's +232 76 978 161 +232 76 978 161. That number is available on WhatsApp. You only text us. Don't call us live here now because we have a lot to talk about. But you can text us, and trust me, we can read your text. We may not be able to read everybody's, but we will try to read those that we can. Now, coming back to you, James, the process of getting this vehicle mass produced, tell us about the challenges, because it's one thing to talk about the success, the groundbreaking ingenuity that you have displayed and demonstrated on the street with that vehicle that we saw in the clip there. But let us now hear rather your challenges. What are your challenges?
So basically, one of the key challenges that I'm facing in mass producing this has been the financial resources, and also in having to get some of the raw materials being shipped into Sierra Leone and paying customs for those raw materials. And this particular project was self-funded by myself to build the entire vehicle, and it took me a lot to actually do that. I did have to be keeping my lunch allowances, selling some of the things that I did have at my disposal, just in order to see that this particular dream is being brought.
How old are you?
Presently, I am 21.
My God.
I was actually 20 when I did the vehicle, and yeah.
You just turned 21 years
Not
young.
Yeah.
Wonderful. He's still a baby, and he's already done stuff that people in their 50s, 60s can't even dream of doing, and that's really commendable. Your parents must be very proud of you, to see, the way you're moving in your quest to transform lives across the world, basically, because that's what you'll be doing. And heaven knows that this technology can also be utilized in the hospitals, and the ambulance people can benefit from this, because there are times when the resources are so scanty and there is very little resources available, even for transportation to go get patients from certain areas, which the solar ambulance, so to speak. I'm just kind of going with speed now.
Yeah.
You know, by the way I see you going, I think I have to just gel with the trajectory of how things are to be expected.
Yeah.
You know, going forward, and with solar powered ambulances, you know, you can save pregnant women from losing the baby, and that will reduce infant mortality, maternal mortality. All of these problems that we have been going through in Sierra Leone can be minimized. I'm not saying that everything will be eradicated, but can be minimized to the point to which, with your technological innovation, that Sierra Leone can really deal with their own problems, with tackle our own problems. And then you can go into drone technology, where you use the same electric technology that you're using, that innovation, to apply to drones, and we can be able to deliver medicines via drones, and reach out to do deliveries, you know, business deliveries via drones, and all of those things right here in Sierra Leone, if the help is there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think those are actually like the things that I and my team have actually been thinking about.
Wow.
It's just as though you are inside of my mind, going through all of the things that we are already planning.
Wonderful.
Yeah, because as it stands now, before we go into the mass production, we have set out about 3 radical designs to our vehicles that we are hoping to go into producing, which is of one being the normal transportation bus for city commuting, also that could be used as school buses at a point, and also general bus that will also be having space for persons living with disability. And another is to the ambulance system, because of the particular problem that you explained, is a main reason why we are also designing one for an ambulance system, to which will have it to be fully electric, and also having been powered by the sun could actually help it to easily commute in the rural districts that we are actually that it could be implemented here, I think. And the other mode again that we are trying to move as a startup company, we are trying to see how we could re-engineer and also convert the already existing combustion engine vehicles to being electric. Because of this particular problem of fuel access, the problem of CO2 gas emission affecting the health of people, affecting, of course, the environment that we're living in, I think there's a need for us to re-engineer the vehicles that are already in thousands in Sierra Leone, you know, to be in something that is environmentally friendly and also cost effective to the people that are using it.
Yes, that system is already taking place in the United States and the UK. The people are converting their combustion engines into electric vehicles. So yes, it will be very, very advantageous and productive, especially in a place, in a continent where we don't normally throw things away. So yes, that recyclability of you know, bringing electric technology into old combustion engines, and I think that that's a very good move.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us about your crew.
Okay, so the company is the Samba Renewables, and we are driving towards pushing sustainable energy, you know, in Sierra Leone through our electric vehicles manufacturing and also other renewable energy solutions that we'll be moving towards soon. We are presently a team of 12, having different people from different fields who have shown their interest in pushing green energy to another level, and also showing their skills in innovation. You know, I try to see how best I could be able to gather these like-minded peoples, as I am, being an innovator, curious to solve a problem, you know, and bringing them together for us to be under this one umbrella that is gearing towards making real life solution. Used to be a Sierra Leone wherein we had people that are creative, only trying to make things, you know, that could be seen by other people and say, oh, this is nice, this is amazing, and the next day it's gone. You know, but we really want to see how these ideas
Sustainability
could be sustainable for the people. So that's the team presently, and in the drive also to us developing the electric vehicles, we are also recycling many things, like the scrap metals, going to the metal yards, the scrap yards, taking things that have already been thrown away, you know, and reusing those things to build something that could be usable by the people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Say It to Mercy TV special. And I'm in the studio with James Samba and Hassan Dambo. Two great friends, and Hassan made sure that his connection with Mercy Television will not be limited to just himself and trying to promote himself. He saw it fit that his friend needs this platform to reach out to the world, for the world to know that yes, something big, something great, something wonderful is happening in Sierra Leone here. Yes, not in China alone. In Sierra Leone, you know, we have our own innovator. You know, a young man started with his grandmother's radio, and it progressed into something that became a radio station in his community in Pujahun district, Sierra Leone, south of Sierra Leone. Amazingly, that is a district where my mother comes from, and my grandmother, rather my grandfather comes from that district. My grandmother comes from both districts, and my grandfather comes from that. So it's amazing to really hear this great news coming from that. They say, can anything good come from Nazareth? Yes. The Lord of Lords came from there. The King of Kings came from there. The great I Am came from there. I don't want to be preaching here right now. I just want to whet your appetite to say, hey, if you see it fit that, yes, green technology is what is needed for the foreseeable future, even for now, get on board, get on this train and see what you can do to help. Financial help is most needed, but also logistics is even more needed, so that the logistics and the finance can bring this vision to reality, so that everybody can win. You know, because he's not just going to do it for one group of people. It's just, we're just excited and happy that he came from that background, you know, that we don't normally hear these things from. You know, everything is centered in Freetown. Everyone that does something, Freetown, Freetown, Freetown. So here now you have someone from that part of the country and is doing something great. Let's support him. Let's do something and put Sierra Leone back on the map again. Sierra Leone has been doing tremendously well. Let's keep that momentum going. We'll be right back after this message.
Mercy TV, broadcasting live from our studios in Freetown. Our broadcast stretches across the Mano River Union and surrounding areas with unique quality and uplifting programs of hope, faith and love. Our strong emphasis are on home content, educational and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.
Welcome back to Say It to Mercy TV, live current affairs program that reaches the whole world. Everywhere in the world you can access Mercy TV. In your village, you can access Mercy TV. In your boat, your yacht, your wherever you are, you can access Mercy TV. As long as you got access to internet, you will be able to watch Mercy TV. We are in the studio with James Samba and Hassan Dambo. These two young men went to Christ the King College, CKC. We normally refer to it as College of the South. And they are here to showcase. Hassan made sure that his friends' talents and gifts, creativity will not and must not be hidden. So he came to Mercy TV himself. He's now a trainee, but he's doing presenting as well as reporting in Mercy TV. And he said his friend should be on this platform to talk about the great things that God is using him to do. James Samba, tell us about the, you've told us about the challenges, the financial challenges, your crew, 12 of you, and what are your aspirations? Let's get to that, because there's a lot. We'll talk about the hospitals, the ambulance, so what are your additional aspirations going forward?
Yeah, so in pushing forward, I'm actually aspiring to see how Africa could be the hub of technology.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So in that particular drive, I am also leading a youth-led organization, the One Jama Innovatives, which is also there to train young people into becoming problem solvers and seeing how best we could be able to use those technology to also solve problems that are affecting the people living in different communities. Like back in 2021 and also quite very much close, we will be distributing free solar-powered backpack to school pupils that are living within the township of Pujon and also some other places in Bo and Kenema, hopefully.
So who's funding that?
So this one we reached out to Purposeful Sierra Leone, which is of course a home-based organization, and also supporting young people and young groups that are doing some things developmental to the environment. So of course we reach on to them. They also linking up with the Fund for Global Human Rights are supporting this particular move. And the team developed a solar-powered backpack, which is a backpack that has a solar being installed in it. And while the student is walking to school, the light that is inside the backpack could be charging, and while also returning from school, it could be able to charge.
So what is the essence of this backpack? What does it do? What's the composition, and what functionalities does this backpack actually do to benefit the student?
Yeah, seeing the lack of electricity being a major problem in the rural districts of Sierra Leone, and students struggling to get access to a light source from which they could be able to study. And from the pre-research that we did, many students were using the street lights that were installed in the different places for them to study in the night, which was both unsafe and also unhealthy for them, being outside in the night in the cold weather, trying to read, you know. So for that particular reason, we thought about making something that they could use to school, back from school, and use that same thing again for them to have electricity.
And they can also charge their mobile phones.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so there is a light integrated into the system, powered by the solar, from which they could be able to have their devices being charged again.
Wonderful.
To access the internet if they need.
Wow, but that's groundbreaking as well, because it helps to ease the struggles that they undergo in their quest to study, and so it makes life easy for them, and it has also reduced the risk of any harm that may, by unscrupulous people, you know, at night, because for health and safety reasons, you know, you don't want your child to be out on the street late at night just trying to get light luminous from the street lights for the purpose of studying, when he could or she could be in a secured environment where that child will be able to get that peace of mind to study. Tell us about the next phase of your aspiration.
So the next phase is to actually see how this particular electric vehicle production could be a thing that is being usable almost in every part of Africa,
Okay.
and seeing how best we could be able to lead that particular transition for Africa to move from the fuel towards electric.
That's your into that camera, and you'll be talking to millions of viewers around the world. Now, tell viewers what exactly you want them to do into contributing to what you want to achieve as an innovator.
Yes, so hello everyone watching this video. From what I've done, I believe it's a solution that is being needed by many, not only in Sierra Leone.
Tell them your full name.
In Africa. And my name is James Momodu Dausamba, a Sierra Leonean, of course. And having developed this particular technology, the solar-powered electric minibus, that is a 10-seater minibus and also has a space for persons living with disability, I will need your great support, your maximum support in pushing this to another level. My team now, the Samba Renewables, is trying to move from this particular prototype to develop more of this transportation system in Sierra Leone for Sierra Leoneans and also for people outside of Sierra Leone to be using and move from the normal fossil fuel, which is both damaging to our environment and also to us, and now move to something that is greener and safer. And for that, I will need your support in either investing to this particular move or this particular drive, or you directly supporting me or the team in moving to where we may want to go.
So the idea here is for you to actually move into grand production, whereby the various facets of life and institutions will be able to benefit from this renewable green energy vehicle system. And that is, for example, the health sector will be able to benefit from your innovation. Also the transport, general transport sector will also be able to benefit. These school systems will benefit, and not limited to also the house should be able to benefit from this technology, because if once you implement the solar technology into mobility, the next thing is how you can power houses, cubicles, offices, businesses, you know, so be able to function without the need for you know, these CO2 emissions that we use in this fossil fuel that is causing global warming. So this is a game-changing era, and the young man here is an asset that needs to be supported. So I'm appealing to you, whoever you are, wherever you are. Welcome to Sierra Leone. Our details are on the screen, and contact number is there on the screen. You can contact us and we can connect you with this young man, and every question that you have will be answered as soon as you get in touch with us. We'll be able to assist you to get you to access the young man, and rest assured it will be a win-win situation. Sierra Leone needs your help, the world needs your help, and it will solve a lot of problems, and everybody will be a winner. Um, Hassan, I know you're thrilled, you're happy that you finally got your friend into the studio. Um, you know, what's going in your mind right now? What's your thought about what you have heard him do? Because I know he's your friend, but you probably did not know some of the intricate strides that he has made and some of his projections that he's talked about.
From just what you have just said, the world is changing. People are yearning. All now they need is just support. We need people to come on board to support, because he's just in his 20s and we have people who are below those age again doing so many things. All they need now is just support. We just need people to come on board to support these ideas, these innovative ideas. And again, we have people who have these ideas just because of they think that if I come with this idea, there will be no support. Come with it. You can see now James is on board here. James was having this plan in his mind, but he tried to do something with it. You too, I know you have something there. Try to do something with it and come on board. And again, Master TV is the best place for you, where everybody is somebody. If you are nobody, we'll make you someone, we'll make the world to know you. Keep doing your things, keep doing your research, keep doing your innovating thing, okay? That's all I will say to you out there.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's very inspiring from you, Hassan. And in the studio we have Samba, a young innovator. He's only 21 years young, and he's so matured. He speaks eloquently, and he has so much in him that hidden talents, and we just need to just help to unlock these talents with some financial support and logistical support, and see how the world is going to change. Now, Africa, let us change the narrative. You know, not all the time that we have to be depending upon technological advances coming from the West, from the East, and all of these. Let's look at what we can do, because the young man here, everything that he has been doing is all made in Sierra Leone. He goes to the dustbins and gets these scrap metals and anything that he thinks can be useful to his engineering aspirations. So he picks these things up and puts them together and make it work. If he can do that from that level, how much more if you lend a hand and support him and give him that financial and logistical support. See how you can be a part of a game-changing vision that will help the world. Let's help to tackle global warming. That's one way of dealing with it. This renewable energy, this green energy. London is expanded their low emission zone. This ULIS ultra low emissions zone. London has expanded it, and it's going to bite seriously. Financially, it's going to hurt some people. They didn't put anything in place to say, okay, because we're going to do these restrictions, we're going to make financial incentives available to all Londoners to be able to make life easy for themselves. No, nothing like that. They just make the law, and the consequences just go filter through families that are already struggling. It's already hard times. Things are really hard all over the world. And now today in Sierra Leone, a young man has come up with great ideas to try to provide some form of a solution to renewable energy and global warming. Let's come on board. Let's help. Let's do something. You may be sitting on some money that you don't even know what to do with it. Don't leave your money for your car. You can leave your money for human beings around the world that can benefit from it. Here to just encourage you to help. Africa needs your help. Sierra Leone needs your help. There are great things happening here. People are not in the business of just begging anymore. They want to be self-sustainable. They want to reproduce their own technological cutting-edge uh, infrastructural businesses that would help to also change human lives. James, let me come back to you. What is going to happen in April? Now we're in March. April, what's going on in your mind for April?
So, so far as the team has been moving, though it's quite slow, but for sure we are trying to see how we could remodel and bring another version of the electric vehicles that we are developing. And of course, in April, we will be completing the other version of the electric vehicle that we've done, which will also be of about 10 seaters, you know, to see how we could bring this out for it to be used by the people in Sierra Leone, you know, for it to be used as public transportation,
Okay.
and be moving people from one point to another at a very low or competitive, of course, transportation fare, which will be beneficial to the people using it.
So, in essence, you're saying that your model or your version of transportation will not be charged at the level of the normal transport charges that are levied to consumers in transport people, the general public, basically, will get a better deal from you.
Exactly, for sure, because we are not using the already overpriced fossil fuel for us to move from one point to another.
Okay.
And for that reason, we will be reducing the cost.
So, assuming you're reducing the cost, is it? Give us a percentage, just for our viewers to know.
So about just 50% of what people are paying now.
Wonderful.
Yeah, which will be helpful for the low income earners.
Okay.
You know, at the point of which I was yet developing, coming up with the idea, I was just this broke student moving from my home, you know, going to my university. But for one day, I was just having 2 leon in my pocket, you know. But the moving cost per point was priced at 5 leon.
Okay.
How could I be able to access this particular vehicle? I thought to myself. So for that particular day, I did had to walk from my campus, you know, to my home.
What's the distance?
It's about close to 3 kilometers.
Okay, so your campus is at Hill Station, I guess.
Yeah, it's a
And
station.
where you?
And I'm living at Wilberforce. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but this is a case for many other school pupils and also college students. You know, I've lived with so many people in my environment sharing similar problems, and I do even know of a girl who is presently attending a secondary school, but because of the late access to the school buses, she mostly does not reach on for her to catch up with the school bus. You know, she will have to walk from her home at Wilberforce all the way to Godrich in order to access the
distance.
school she needs to go. Yeah, so that's a problem that many other people are also facing, and in order to solve this, we need to have a lower priced transportation fare that will be affordable by almost all of Sierra Leoneans.
Okay, wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a very interesting program. Say to my special with James Samba in the house, and Hassan Dambo, the friend to James, and young innovator, very, very inspirational young man, and we need to help. We need to come on board. I'm praying that, you know, whoever you are, whether you are local or national or international person, please make it a point of duty to support this great idea so that it doesn't, the vision doesn't die, but it just grows and grows, and the whole world benefit from it. I am Reverend Julian Rogers Cam, your presenter and host. I say hello and bye-bye to everybody. Thanks for watching.
Every day, the world wakes up to you. Millions of people are getting ready for you. For shopping, travel expenses, utility bills, trade, and commerce. If we all have wishes, then what is your financial transaction wish?
I'd like to have a choice.
I'd like